Good morning, honorable members. I now call the House to order to start the business listed for today. It is my desire that I will give enough time to all the honorable members to to take up all the start questions as listed. However, I request the honorable members to be mindful of the time and 3 supplementary questions, not more.
The Assam government cannot swiftly claim that all the plain areas belong to the Assam and the entire hill areas belong to the Nagas. That is the interpretation they are putting forward. Now, that was 1965 agreement between B.B. Chaliha and P. Shiloau. In 1970, there was a communication when Hokshe was the chief minister, written a letter to Madam Indira Gandhi, 21st April 1970. I will only read out one para which will be relevant for this occasion. Being aware of these facts, the Naga delegation, which negotiated the 1916 New Delhi Agreement, refused to accept the 1925 disputed district boundaries as the boundary for the new state and insisted on a proper boundary for Nagaland, which incorporated all the alienated areas. So the Assam government speakers, for your information, are still claiming that 1925 is the one and only boundary between Assam and Nagaland, whereas we said no, not today, but from 1960, when our leaders also were negotiating for the creation of this state. Since, however, Government of India considered it more expedient to reach an immediate settlement to meet the law and order situation, the Naga delegation was requested to accept as a first step the creation of the state of Nagaland, after which the relevant clauses of the constitution would come into operation to allow the Government of India to take steps for changes in the interstate boundaries.
Supplementary question on arms license. There have been some reports received from media sources stating that Assam government is going to issue arms license to the people living in vulnerable area of Assam, especially in remote border areas. Again, on this matter, further updates have been received in the same media sources, further clarifying that the state government of Assam arms license policy will not be applicable along the interstate border with Arunachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Mizoram, and Nagaland. The matter thus should not create apprehension in the minds of anyone. In case there are some further developments in this issue having bearing on our interstate border areas, we will certainly look into it and, if needed, take up with Assam government along with other appropriate action.
The entire Dimapur district, most of it, and 100% New Land district, if you see in the Google mapping, GIS mapping, most part of Dimapur still shows under Assam. And New Land district, 100% it shows Assam in the GIS mapping. So this has to be corrected. Which department is responsible, I'm not aware, but this is terribly wrong. Chumugiri more than 50% it shows Assam state. I think we cannot be very ignorant like this and continue. They are claiming till the hills. Patkai Hill is their claim, original claim. So this is what I wanted to also supplement. I don't need a reply, but I wanted to share in the House. Secondly, I have just noticed, because my constituency borders with Assam, I have seen Assam Forest Guard dressed in Assam police uniform. The hoarding is written Assam Forest Unit. So they are using the Assam Forest Police. So in this, our case as well, perhaps we can also use the nomenclature of Nagaland Forest Police Department, so that there is no push and pull over this issue, because I know that things may turn up, because once they They expect us to withdraw also once this eviction drive is completed.
The village guards, VGs, is under the management of MHA. And they sanction as 90 to 10. And therefore, though Cabinet had taken a decision on 26 June 2013 that VG forces should be increased in the borders, and this was taken up, but the MHA objected because VGs are also means only for the international borders, not interstate. And that's how this cabinet decision, it is under discussion to review in what manner we can address the interstate border and how to protect. And as mentioned by the questioner Achumbemo, Honorable MLA, setting up 2 police stations, I think that government is already in a process, and necessary support and all those police stations will be required wherever it is necessary for the protection of the people.
What are the entry and exit points in Nagaland? And how much entry and exit points do we have in Nagaland? There is a quick supplementary one. 2 I'll ask later.
These have been replied, verified on 2nd August 2025. And this is already clarified by our Honorable Leader of the House and myself.
To enter the state of Nagaland, what are the required documents? How much documents you want? Or do you need 1 document only? That's my second supplementary question. While he's thinking about the answer, I want to come to one point of contention. Appendix 1. Please go to Appendix 1. See, those persons who are issuing the pass, Mr. Speaker said, it seems they are never serious at all. The headline says, border pass to be issued to Myanmar nationals of border areas aged 18 years and above for entry to India.
Is issuing by authorized representatives of Assam Rifle based on the following documents. Proof of identity certificate issued by SHO of local police station equivalent rank in Myanmar police. Passport of individuals, provided that the address on the passport mention the name of village which falls under the border areas within 10 kilometers on either side of the IMP.
This Tuli paper mill issue is a long pending issue which was deliberated several times in the past in this August House also. Now, Naga people are very much confused by one company which is trying to take up this paper mill to revive it. It's mentioned like a revive, yeah. 3A Capital Service Limited, Mumbai-based company. What I like to know is this company is claiming, they claims that petroleum and natural gas and gold, they have got permit, not permit, permission from the state government, and they are going to extract oil and natural gas and coal. That's what propaganda, or I don't know, this topics is going on. So I would like to know from the minister in charge or whoever is going to reply, whether how far it is true that there is any agreement like as they speak by this company, claimed by this company, that is there any MOU signed with the state government?
This initially in 1982, an agreement has been signed along with the Hindustan Paper Corporation Limited and their subsidiary Nagaland Pulp and Paper Mill Corporation Limited and the state government for setting up of a paper mill in Tule. Accordingly, the industry was set up, but unfortunately it could be functional only for 10 years. And after 1992, the factory was shut down. So that is the status of the paper mill. However, in 2023, the Mumbai High Court has given the 3A Capital Services the ownership and the assets of the 3A NPPCL to 3A Capital Services. So that is the present status of the situation of the paper mill at Tule. However, with reference to the question put up, there has been no agreement nor any proposal from the 3A services for extraction of coal and oil in the assets that has been signed and handed over to them with the MOU, but a proposal for ethanol extraction has been received by the Department of Industries, and which the department is examining. However, this is an interdepartmental matter that involves geology and mining, forest and land resources.
Nagaland is a difficult state. Nagaland is a troubled state. We don't have any expertise to manage and run any big factories or industries. We don't have the resource, we don't have the technical persons. And that's why those days, the leader of the state, they must have built up a hope with the Hindustan Paper Corporations Limited. This is a Government of India undertaking corporation. But instead, they have put us into a huge problem. The landowners, the employees, and the state as a whole. They own 96.49%, and Nagaland has only 3.51%. They failed miserably, and they did not resolve the failures and the problems they created. Instead, they have taken an auction on 7th November 2023 and then handed over to MS 3A Capital Services Limited, a Bombay-based private company. Interestingly, the court has, Bombay High Court has directed to the state that this Nagaland Pulp and Paper Company Limited should be handed over to this company, the new owner, called as MS 3A Capital Services Limited, based in Bombay. Now it is going to be 2 years. And as per the record, what they intend to and what they will do, it is also confusing, and no agreement had been signed.
Abhigan meeting Kurishe, we have had one meeting, public meeting on 6th June 2025 this year, including our elected members from Wuhan district, except our Honorable Deputy CM, he was not present. But we have had a big meeting with the public, and that expertise elephant, Mr. Totra, has given so many seminars, so many programs in plan how to escape, how to save from the animal, how to save life from the animal elephant conflicts. It sub tai ko dise. Ami edu elaborate korina thakibo. Yate elephant logot jujibole manu nai. Tate kot jagate public ase tate kobole ase. Assembly te koi thakile apna amike alchi lagibo. Etu ekta special kam this separate take up kore ase. Or again I have been to Delhi and discuss with the Honorable Minister Dr. Popanda Yadav, DG and Secretary Environment, Forest and Climate Change regarding the elephant-human conflicts in my area and my estates. I have put up this proposal and given some reimbursement or compensation. But they told me it is not entitled to give to Nagaland. You are under 371A, Article 371A, you have not deposited Kamba Fund, so you will not get this money. So I came back to my state and I have proposed one project, Animal-Human Conflict and Mitigation Plan, to our Honorable Chief Minister. The file is lying in his table now. After this assembly this evening or tomorrow, I think he will approve. Then I will give compensation and everything, reimbursement.
As per information received, the work order for the constructions of 2 land package 4 from Dikal Kohima village to Kiugema village was issued in the year 2000. The stipulated duration for its completion was 18 months. However, even after the passage of several years, the project remained incomplete, raising serious concern among residents of the region. National Highway 2, formerly National Highway 39, served as a vital lifeline for the entire southern Angami region and provide crucial connectivity to the state of Manipur. The recent landslide at Pesama has once again exposed the vulnerability of this key route, causing major disruption to the movement of people and goods, especially affecting students who rely on it daily to reach schools and colleges. This incident has underscored the urgent need for a reliable alternative. Had the bypass road from Dikal Kohima to Kiugema village been completed as scheduled, it could have significantly mitigated the impact of such disruption.
Before I come straight to the reply of supplementary question, I would like to explain the position of the state government, to which all the members should understand. The project in question is undertaken by NHIDCL, directly controlled by MORTH. All the contractors are selected by the MORTH through their portals. So state government has not been delegated any authority. State government has convened several review meetings over the years under my chairmanship and under the chairmanship of Chief Secretary AHOD of the department. 16 October 2024, 5th March 2025, 5th June 2025, 7 July 2025, and 18 July 2025. Accordingly, directions have been issued to the NHIDCL on numerous occasions for quality work and timely completion. However, State has observed that without any financial control or administrative command over NHIDCL officials, several handicaps have been experienced by the state government. He has correctly mentioned that contractor was appointed on 15 October 2020. Scheduled date for completion was 17 April 2022. Again, extension for completion was given to 6 February 2025. And now, likely completion date is 31st March 2026. That is the latest position.
Taking this privilege, I want to share a few personal thoughts and suggestions in this August House on job and technical reservation policy, Government of Nagaland. Before I go into detail, I want everyone to know that whatever I'm going to say or speak regarding reservation policy, it is all my personal view and has nothing to do with any tribes or communities' suggestion or demand. With the blessing of our Honorable Chief Minister, Dr. Neiphiu Rio, through his flagship program of Chief Minister's Mobile Operation Theatre, I have traveled, treated, and seen the plight of all the different tribes, social, health, education, and economic status, with limited or no facilities and opportunities to improve these parameters for a comfortable day-to-day life. There are many voiceless people in all the Naga tribes, both in the so-called advanced tribes and the backward tribes. Honorable Speaker, sir, these voiceless and underprivileged Naga brothers and sisters are suffering silently. It is our responsibility, so-called the advantaged or the privileged group, from both the advanced and the backward tribe, to be honest and have some empathy so that we do not take away or steal their share or reservation with which our government is trying to uplift them to be at par with us in the near future. As per my observation, 70 to 80% of the advanced tribe and 10 to 20% of the backward tribe have all the parameters available to them and their children for a comfortable life. They can be called the creamy layers of our society. Speaker, sir, on the other hand, 20 to 30% of the advanced tribe and 80 to 90% of the BT cannot compete with the rest of the tribes due to various disadvantages, mainly during their course of education and lack of exposure to gain further knowledge and confidence, so they remain the voiceless section in our Naga society. I therefore feel it is my responsibility to be the voice of the voiceless brothers and sisters, being the MLA from the capital of the state, representing all the Naga tribes. Let us recapitulate or remind ourselves about job and technical reservation policy of the Government of Nagaland since 1977.
Speaker, sir, I beg to move that the Nagaland State Finance Commission Bill 2025 be taken into consideration.
As announced earlier, although I had given time for submission of amendments till 3 p.m. on the 2nd of September 2025, we have not received any. So now, Honorable Chief Minister may move for passing of the bill.
So I beg that the bill be passed.
The motion moved is this, that the Nagaland State Finance Commission Bill 2025 be passed. All those who are in favor of passing the bill may say aye.
Aye.
Those against may say no. The ayes have it. The ayes have it. The bill is passed.
Speaker, sir, on 21st August 2025, report were received of preparatory exercises being conducted by the Forest Department, Government of Assam, for plantation in the evicted areas in TAP, falling in the village under Wokha district, and erection of boundary pillars on such evicted lands and objection thereof by the people of Nagaland residing in those areas. Accordingly, a press communique was issued on the same day by the Chief Secretary, Nagaland, further reiterating that any activities in the TAP area, including plantation, will be done jointly by the two states, since attempt for doing plantation in the evicted area by Assam government has given rise to the tension in the border areas. Further, later on 21st August 2025, the second DC level meeting was held between DC and SP Wokha, with DC and SP of Kulakhat at Kulakhat Circuit House. Speaker, sir, after the discussion of the Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland and Assam on the issue on 21st August 2025, the Honorable Chief Minister directed me to conduct meeting with Honorable Minister Environment, Forest, and Climate Change, Government of Assam. Accordingly, on 23rd August 2025, I, along with Sri Y. Mombe Mohamtre, Honorable MLA of 38 AC, and Sri Achambe Mukikon, Honorable MLA of 40 AC, and senior government officials, police officials of the state, held a crucial meeting with Assam delegates led by Honorable Minister Environment, Forest, and Climate Change, Government of Assam, and elected representative for Sorbothor Assembly constituency.
Indigenous people have long been known for their generosity, hospitality, openness, kindness, and so on and so forth. But our kindness, our goodness, our hospitality is being misconstrued and taken advantage of. And so therefore, our good hospitality, kindness, goodness, frankness should not become a tool for erasure. The absence of a clear legal framework and effective governance leaves us vulnerable. As our lands become contested, our food system disrupted, and our cultural identity increasingly at risk. Our children will one day be subjugated under the MIA or IBI rule if we continue in this manner. In many areas, our traditional knowledge is being ignored, our seeds are being replaced, our lands are being taken away without consent, and our people are being pushed to the margins economically, politically, and socially. Mr. Speaker, sir, day before yesterday, the other day also, we have seen the case about DNSU and one Nirmala Jain. I don't know whether that Nirmala Jain statement is true or not, but as a matter of fact, all of us know there are many land and properties which belongs to non-locals, but the permit, if you go and check, it is in the local's name. I can guarantee you, in Dimapur, more than 70% of land and property does not belong to the Nagas, though the name may be Naga. These are the things that is happening. And so therefore, it's a wake-up call. This is why we must now move beyond symbolic recognition to structural changes. When indigenous people have the power to govern their land, protect their forests, and guide their development, we just don't preserve culture, but we create sustainable futures.
You see, much has been explained of how the demographic situation in the state may be impacted by the unregulated systems of entry or exit or the transit from the state. That has been explained by the leadership many times in many forums, and absolutely we are clear about it. The government, how it is headed, where it should be headed, our people are also aware of it. There's nothing to worry as far as our social fabric is concerned to prevent the demographic changes in the state. What I feel personally, I think the other day we were talking about a lot of unemployment issues, which is correct, it's prevalent in the state. In the government sector, it's impossible because we are much above the ratio of how much government servant should be there for the population of the Naga people. That I would not go out and reiterate that again. But still there is an unemployment issue in the state. The matter is simple. I think we also have to start working. Our Naga society has to start working. We engage a lot of people from the outside the state. We need them because they have skill, they have expertise, they are earning in lakhs and lakhs of rupees, running into crores as well, if you assess. Many of us are aware. We have to start working. We have to skill the next generation and the present generation itself. There's a lot of work in the state. We have to develop our own state, our villages and our towns. Development cannot be imported. Very few may take the privilege of importing skillful laborers from outside to develop a state. That's a separate chapter. But 90% of the Nagas, there is work in the state to get employment. No job is under dignity, our dignity. We have to have dignity of labor. This has to be addressed in appropriate public forums adequately. We want to have a good standard lifestyle, but it has to commensurate with our income as well. We are all qualified, our children, they are qualified, have good degrees, but socially, culturally, we cannot limit ourselves within the state. If we need to grow and compete, we cannot grow in isolation. So we have to be a little magnanimous. That is a separate part. But I see, in my personal opinion, that we have to start working. We have to let our children start working. They may be holding a PhD degree, doesn't matter. We have to contain ourselves if we want to preserve and protect our indigenous communities in the state, our way of life. Our religion is very important to us because religion is our way of life. In fact, I want to suggest, as the initiator had said, just my personal opinion, we can have a cell also to look into the religious activities of our state, Nagaland being a 100% Christian state. They need support. We need to support them as a government.